Hey guys, Greg Everett here, Catalyst Athletics. Let's talk about weightlifting stuff once more. Oh, look at that guy, this goofy guy. Snatch balances. That's what that is. There's a little bit of disagreement in the world about terminology with the snatch balance stuff. Some people would call that a drop snatch, but I consider a drop snatch a different exercise, and that is one in which there is no upward drive on the bar. So a drop snatch is literally just picking your feet up and punching down into the bottom versus a snatch balance, which is doing a little bit of a dip and drive. So you can unweight that bar slightly and get under it. Although if you watch the bar relative to those posters, you'll see that it hardly moves up at all. And that's the idea, is you still want to not drive it up. You're really just pushing up on it with the legs to kind of buy yourself a little time and space to move under it. Alyssa here, Sots presses or press in clean, depending on how you want to address it. But that is technically what a Sots press is, even though a lot of people, myself included in the past, have kind of been lazy and called a snatch grip press behind the neck in a squat a Sots press. So more accurately, that would be a press in snatch, which is kind of what I've transitioned over into calling them, just for the sake of being consistent and not confusing people like I have for a long time. So with the Sots presses I like to do, or press and clean and press and snatch, I like to do at the beginning of people's workouts to kind of work on that postural strength, work on the upper back strength, little hip and upper back mobility. And I think it really helps get that stuff active and nice and tight for the preceding lifts, but also just in general long term, you start chipping away at that mobility and that strength there. Tamara here, 85 kilos, pretty routine snatch. Alyssa did 75, that was 78. I believe this is the day she snatched 80. Some of you guys who follow us on Instagram and Spaceface and all that stuff remember she basically snatched 80 at a meet about a month or two ago. And was 90% stood up and couldn't quite hold on to it. So right there, that was her redemption. She finally got that 80, and it looks like it surprised her based on that reaction. Aimee here, same 80 kilos, it looks like. Aimee and Alyssa were obviously training together this day. This was a Saturday, and they kind of got into a rhythm. They were just going back and forth without a whole lot of rest. And sometimes that is exactly what you need, where there's just not enough time to even think about what you're doing. And surprisingly enough, the less thinking you do, the better you lift generally. Tamara there with 90 kilos, a little soft overhead, but still relatively easy. Just kind of cut that extension short. Aimee looks like that might be 82 or 83 in there with quite the save. Just kind of still working on her consistency as she comes back from that layoff. Definitely speed has come back a lot more. Consistency is getting a lot better, but still some stuff to work on. Tamara here, 95. Oh, she psyched herself out on that one. That was would have been a 1 kilo PR. Blake here with 80, who, by the way, this guy, 69 kilos, just snatched 115 this morning. Did 111, 113, 115. So that was 5 kilos worth of PRs this morning, all before 9:30 a.m. So not a bad day. He's been really struggling with that snatch for a long time. I think it's been probably like a year since he made a PR in the snatch, basically PRing everything else related to it, including his power snatch, which he power snatched 101, I think, last week. So that's been frustrating. I think it's been more mental than anything else. So he finally kind of broke through that threshold where he's really been stuck. Danielle here, I can't see us moving so fast, 78 kilos, I believe. Getting up there, relatively heavy for her. She just did, what did she do at that last meet? She did 69 and 84, maybe 83 or 84. I think 84. Tamara there, 85, just warming up, nice and easy. Aimee, that looks like 80, maybe that's 81 inside that collar, hard to see. I think this is pretty much all from a Saturday. So Saturday is usually our almost everybody will do heavy single snatch and clean and jerk, or something similar to that, unless we've got something weird going on with the schedule. Steve here, 165. A little hesitation at the top of that pole, but not terrible. See what happens after that crazy clean. Usually he's pretty reliable on his jerks, but after a clean like that, it's tough to recover, especially mentally to kind of be confident. Alyssa here, 86 kilos. She just did 94 for a PR the other day. She's jerked 96 out of the rack. She's cleaned 103. So she's slowly kind of putting that stuff together, and she's making a good amount of progress on that jerk. Just again, I know I've talked about it before, but really being held back by her upper back and shoulder mobility, and kind of the inability to lock her elbows and really get her shoulder blades locked tight into a really stable base. Although it's definitely gotten better and better. Blake here with 100. So probably look pretty routine. Most of his lifts look really easy right up until a point where he misses. This is me again, 130. See how long it takes me to go. Oh, really shitty overhead. I think I mentioned this last time, just having like a lot of shoulder tightness, all the traveling, and it's been a really rough 3 months. No days off in 3 months and stuff like that. It's taking its toll. So I finally got to the last weekend of travel and everything this past weekend, so hopefully I'll start getting my shit together. Tamara there, wrapping it up with another 85. All right, guys, that one I spit out pretty quick in a rush. Get out there to go coach, and I will talk to you next time. Please share these videos, comment, like them, do all that good stuff. Helps us out. Thanks.